Welcome to Knicksfandom. This is an independent New York Knicks fan-based podcast, which was created by fans for fans. The show is hosted by L.A. Blackwell, Danny, and Flo. They'll discuss the issues surrounding the Knicks, the NBA, and various other sports-related topics. Join us. It's going to be a heck of a ride.
Oh, don't you dare be sour. Clap your hands for your favorite New York Knicks podcast and feel the power. It's episode 53, and this is the first episode, season 3 of our Knicks podcast, known as Knicksfandom. As always, I'm your host, L.A. Blackwell. Glad to be joined by my fellow co-host, Danny D. How you doing, Danny D?
I'm good, L.A. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back, brother. Also glad to be my joint fellow co-host, Flo. How you been doing, Flo?
L.A., I'm great today, brother. How you doing today, man?
Doing well, man. Got a lot to talk about, guys. It's been a little good summer. Hope everybody out there all listening had a great summer as well. And we got a lot to talk about. Noah just got released. Got the Jimmy Butler saga. Got a lot of things coming on for the NBA season starting up. Let's get it going, fellas. Right off the top. NBA talk. And we're going to start things off, fellas, with NBA talk. Right off the top, we got to talk about the Jimmy Butler saga. Back and forth, guys. He want to leave. He want to stay. What you think, guys? Right off the top, starting with you, Flo. What you think about Jimmy Butler saga?
L.A., man, listen. Jimmy Butler is one of the top 20 players in this league. All-star, superstar. Listen, if Minnesota has any chance of making the playoffs, they need him on the roster. And Jimmy said it in practice sometime this week when he was screaming at Scott Layden, president, you bleeping need me. You bleeping need me. You can't win without me. So Jimmy's right about that. So once again, great ball player. Minnesota definitely needs him, but they need to figure out what they need to do with him. Either you play him or you trade him before the regular season begins.
Okay. And what about you, Danny D? Thank you there, Flo. What you think about Jimmy Butler saga?
The saga, the Minnesota definitely needs him. But the only problem I have with Jimmy Butler is the factor of how he's playing this, because now you do all of these antics and things like that, your stock is gonna drop. So now teams know that Minnesota wants to get rid of you. So remember, if it's gonna be a good marriage and end on good terms, it's not looking so good. So Jimmy, don't get me wrong, Jimmy's a hard working player. He worked from the bottom up. He gains himself to be an all-star. But, you know, he's dealing with younger players, with Cat and Andrew Wiggins. These guys, they first of all, these guys only 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. They're still children in regards to the NBA. And him being an older player, you have to take him under the wing. So chastising him is not going to work. We already know that that's not going to work. And calling him out in public is not going to work. So Jimmy might have to be a bigger player, you know, and try to take the higher road, but he's not taking that higher road. So he's a great player, like I said before, and you just can't say that you're better than everybody else, which he's better than in a way of being an older player, but it's just a messy situation right now. That's all I'm saying, just a messy situation.
I hear where you both guys coming from, but let's be honest, guys. We talked about this a while ago. Our listeners can look back and listen to maybe episode, I think, 29. We talked about Frank Nicolina and all the draft moves and trade transactions that took place. We knew this was going to happen. This ain't the first time this happened with Jimmy Butler. This happened with the Bulls as well, when he was crying about them, the young guys, him and D. Wade. They said the young guys couldn't get it going. And that, precipitated this whole trade happening anyway with Thibodeau back then. So we're not surprised this happened. Jimmy Butler and the young guys doesn't seem to get along well. I think they need to be on a veteran team. But I don't know. Who do you blame in this situation? Do y'all really blame Jimmy Butler? Do you blame Tom Thibodeau? Or what do you think? Or do you blame Cat and Wiggins? What you think about that? What you think about that, Flo?
I blame Andrew Wiggins, and I blame the owner, Glenn Taylor of the Timberwolves. The reason why I blame the owner, just keep in mind, sometime last year, I believe in October 2017, he gave Andrew Wiggins a 5-year, $148 million contract. Average is $29.6 million. That's where the problem is right there. Remember, Wiggins was a first-round pick in the 2014 NBA draft by the Cleveland Cavaliers. All right? Now, in regards to the owner, You gave Wiggins the money. My man Butler looking at this said, wait a minute. You invest all this money in this guy. I know I'm a better ball player than this guy. You should be offering me a lot of money. What happened? July 14, 2018. Jimmy Butler turned down a 4-year, $100 million contract from the Minnesota Timberwolves. He was like, nah, man, it's not enough money for me. I need more. 25 mil is not enough. I need 30. Got to offer a guy like Jimmy Butler, who's a max player in this league, you got to offer him at least 4 years, 120, 140. To me, that's his value.
But I think it depends on the team. I hear you. I respect Jimmy Butler's skills. You know, we went back and forth with this, and he broke it down off the air, and we realized he really is a top 15, maybe top 20 player. But you got to look at his whole history to me, you know? And I think back and forth, the way he's talking, I mean, he's acting like he's Kobe Bryant or something, or LeBron. It's like, pump your brakes a little bit, Jimmy. I mean, let me break this down for y'all real quick. The last 5 years, Jimmy Butler averaged 59 games, 76, 67, 65, and 67 games, which breaks out onto an average 67 game per season out of 82, versus a guy like LeBron that averaged 76 games per season in the last 5 years. Yes, he's the most improved player back in 2015, all defensive player on 2018-16, all NBA team player in 2017-2018. But this guy is known as always getting hurt. This guy cannot get along with young players. He keeps talking about he want to lead them, be on winning. And then he talking about he want to go to the Clippers. He talking about these type of team in Brooklyn. No disrespect to Brooklyn, but these teams ain't winning anything new. Either you want your money or you want to win. And you can't get both right now because the teams you're naming, you're not even naming the top teams. That's the thing I don't get. It's like, which way are you coming there, Jimmy Butler? What you think about it, Danny D?
I see where you're coming from. Because of the fact that, like I said before, like my first comment, instead of chastising them, you go in the gym and you get busy. You help the young guys. Y'all work together. So it has to be, because then you have to be, I read an article, you have to start looking at it, woe is me. These young guys can't play. It's them. Look at yourself first. And then you lead and grow, and then you grow around. But now I say thank you. But then I go with flow point 2. I'm playing defense because when you have a talent at Andrew Wiggins and Cat, you have to step up. They gave that man a boatload of money. Andrew Wiggins, you can jump out the gym. You shouldn't have no streaky streaks. You have to get busy. You're getting paid to get busy. They paid you like an all-star, so play like an all-star. I don't care how old you are.
I hear you, but that's a growing pain with these young guys, man. That's the problem, and that's where a veteran like Jimmy Butler is supposed to say, watch what I'm doing, come with me. Only a few players can get away with that. You ain't Michael Jordan. You ain't Kobe. You can't just chastise these guys and destroy them in practice like Kobe, like Jordan did back in the day, and think these guys going to run with you. That's not how these millennials are, a lot of them. That's just how it is in this day and age. And I think Jimmy Butler need to be on a different team. To me, he need to be on somewhere like San Antonio before they got DeRozan, or he need to be somewhere like New Orleans where you got Anthony Davis, who know he going to get busy and don't have to worry about listening to Jimmy Butler. These young teams with these Bulls, these Minnesota, which is why I blame Thibodeau from the very beginning if you go back to that episode. And I said Thibodeau should never traded for this guy. That was a bad move even back then. And you could see the writing on the wall. And now you put yourself back in this circumstance. So I blame Thibodeau first and foremost for this. Then Jimmy Butler. Then, like you stated, flow to ownership. But I don't know. Listeners, y'all let us know what you think. Anything else you want to add to this, guys? All right. If not, we're going to jump right to the next subject, guys. And we're going to talk about the Eastern Conference and Western Conference predictions. Right now, we'll start with the Eastern Conference predictions for our list. No particular order. Who you think your top 8 in the Eastern Conference would be? So I'm with you, Flo, this time.
All right, LA. I got Boston number 1, Toronto 2, Philly 3, Indiana Pacers 4, Milwaukee 5, Washington 6, Miami 7, and Detroit Pistons 8. So those are my top 8 teams in the East. Boston, Toronto, Philadelphia, Indiana, Milwaukee, Washington, Miami, Detroit.
You're going to have pretty much a lot of the same right now. How you think about it, Danny D? Thanks, Flo.
I got similar, but the only thing I switched, I have the Pacers at 4th, and I have Milwaukee at 5th. So I went, and I got at 8, I got Cleveland. So I went number 1, Boston, 2, Toronto, 3, Philly. Number 4, I got Indiana. 5, I got Milwaukee. 6, I got the Washington Wizards. 7, I got Miami Heat. And 8, by the skin of their teeth, Cleveland Cavaliers.
I had a lot of the same as well. I didn't even put Cleveland. That shows you the real impact of LeBron. I was thinking the same thing back and forth with him. I guess you don't believe in Tristan Thompson, huh? The championship going through Cleveland, man.
Listen, man, you got to go through Cleveland. Defending champs. 8 years in a row, we try to go through. We trying to hold it down, baby. Cleveland, baby. I don't know what Tristan told me. If he gonna shut the hell
up. That's crazy, man. For me, my top 8, I had the Celtics, the 76ers, the Raptors at 3, the Wizards at 4, Pacers at 5, the Bucks at 6, the Heat at 7, and the Pistons at 8. That's who I had right there for my top 8. It's a little early, but we just want to put it out there, see what y'all think. Y'all listening can submit yours as well. For the Western Conference, that was a little more up and down. As you saw last year, these teams was fighting basically through the top 3 to 8. It wasn't too many games separating, maybe about 2 or 3 games, but for each team separating them. So who's your breakdown for your top 8 in the West? Starting with you, Danny D.
Oh, okay. Number 1, I got Golden State. Number 2, Houston Rockets. Number 3, Utah Jazz. Number 4, OKC. 5, Denver. 6, I got LA Lakers. 7, I got New Orleans. And 8, if they make it, I got Minnesota.
Okay. All right. You believe in the power of Butler? You think Butler's still going to be there? Or you just think with what they got left?
I'm trying to say. If he's still there, with them, they still can do it. But they're still going to be hovering around 7 as usual.
So without them, you're dropping them out?
Oh, if they do out, they're not going to make it. It's going to be Portland.
You hear that, lady? You need them. You need them. That's what they saying. What you got for the Flo, for your top 8 in the Western Conference?
Very similar. Golden State at 1, Houston at 2, Utah Jazz is 3. Again, the Knicks still thinking about Donovan Mitchell once again. I got the Lakers at 4, and only because of LeBron. I really rather have them at 7, but I'm going just at 4 because of LeBron. Got 5 OKC because I think Dennis Schroeder is going to be big help for Westbrook. And you got Roberson coming back. Spurs, 6, reluctantly. DeRozan. 7, Minnesota, because as long as Jimmy Butler is there, they make the playoffs. He's not there. I don't think they get in. So I have 7 Minnesota because they need to figure out in terms of the moving the ball with Butler, Wiggins, Towns. 3 stars on that team. They got to figure it out. And last but not least, 8th, the Pelicans. Barely getting in, the Pelicans.
Not disrespecting the guy who say he's the best player in the NBA right now, Anthony Davis. You ain't hear that?
I believe in Anthony Davis. I just don't believe in the rest of the players. I believe in Davis and Holiday. That's about it.
Yeah, like I said, I believe in him, but I don't believe the people around him. And that's if he stays healthy.
You don't believe you. You need more people. That's what they saying, fellas.
Literally.
Maybe they feel they can make a deep run with Alfred Payton. I don't know.
They're going to have to upgrade just like the Knicks, man. That point guard position is hurting them bad. This was tough for me, guys. Went back and forth. A lot of scratches in my notes. But at the end of the day, I picked the Warriors as number 1. I know, listening, no surprise. Jazz is number 2. The Rockets, number 3. Had number 4 was OKC. Number 5, New Orleans. Number 6, the Spurs. Number 7, I had the Lakers. And number 8, Denver Nuggets. And then I had one more team that was kind of fighting back and forth. I wasn't sure what. It was
Clippers?
Say that again?
Clippers?
No, it was just more, I think, Denver and the Blazers. I wasn't sure where to go with that.
Yeah, Portland.
So those two, because Portland actually had like a top 3 back then last season, but it was only like 2 or 3 games separating, so you can't really put too much stock into it. But that's the power of LeBron, man, because nowhere I'd have picked the Lakers as even 6 going into that. 7 as I did this year. But I just can't see LeBron not making the playoffs if he stays healthy. So I think he's going to sneak in there with like maybe the 7th position basically, and maybe. Right there. That's what the team I had, the Blazers and Denver. I wasn't sure if Denver or Blazers, but I kind of put Denver back in there. It was kind of bad. The Blazers dropped all the way out to playoffs. Consider it was 3 last year. That's a huge drop.
Yeah, it's a drop, but they always shock us, man, because they always contend. Every year they always contend.
Yeah.
Flo's boy, Dame Dollar, he don't play, man. He comes to play every year. Him and Egypt, they play. CJ McCollum and them boys play.
That's the thing. I kept fighting between them two. Go ahead, Flo.
No, I was going to say, just to add on to D, the Blazers are a tough team at home, man. They don't lose too many games at home. They're a real tough team at home, man. They feed off that crowd.
Oh, yeah. Definitely do. And that's a passionate fan base too, even back in the day. But we'll see what happens. I think that's going to be real interesting. It's going to be some nice league, NBA League Pass games with that one. And who you have for your NBA championship prediction, guys? Who you think going to be in the NBA Finals this year? And who you think is going to win it all? Starting with you, Flo.
LA, I'm going to go Boston in the East because you got a healthy Kyrie Irving, a Gordon Hayward, and I'm going to go to Golden State Warriors in the West. And I got the Warriors beating the Celtics in 6 games.
Hey, keep your hand on my pocket there, Flo. I got the same exact thing. What you think about Danny D?
I said touche.
You got the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
Same games?
Yeah, I was either 5 or 6.
All right, listeners, we're going to shut this down then. Nothing to see. Let's go. Even if LeBron leaves, it's going to be the same thing, guys. Oh, I hope it's going to be some surprises. But at least it won't be Cleveland this year. That's the one thing we know. Despite what Tristan Thompson said, I'm sick of Cleveland being in the finals.
I think Tristan Thompson met the Cleveland Browns.
They might got a better chance at that. But we'll see what happens as we go along. Go ahead, Flo.
No, I said the Browns got a better chance with Baker Mayfield at the quarterback.
Oh man, you never know with that guy. He got that spark, man. Got that spark.
Yeah.
See what happens as they go along. And injuries though, that's the big thing. That's why you just put these things on paper, but they still got to play the games, guys. A lot of things can happen between now and the end of the year. But thank you, dear fellas. I want to go right into our next segment, which is Mba Fastbreak. And for NBA Fast Break, fellas, right now we're going to talk about a few topics in the NBA news real quick. Nothing too deep. We're going to go into it. Just get our quick thoughts on it briefly. First things up, guys. Miami Heat signed Justice Winslow to a 3-year deal for $39 million. The signing, guys. Starting with you, Danny D.
I think it was a good signing. I think Miami has a lot of money. They be giving out a lot of money. He's a hard worker. But I don't know, but since the 31, he's a role player, came from college and things like that, highly touted it out of Duke, 10th overall pick in 2015. He averaging 7 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, but, just a little bit too much for me. I'd have get 3 years, I'd have gave him around a $25 million a month, but congratulations to him, and I hope he does well in Miami. He'll continue to do well in Miami, I must say.
Yeah, I concur, Danny D. I thought it was a little much. I liked him coming out of college. I thought he was going to be a much better player than he has been. But Miami's trying to grow their players. Like you said, they have some cap room, not the greatest. So I see what they're doing. They've been there a couple of years, learning on the Pat Riley system, at a Spoltro out there. And I just want to see you continue to grow. What you thought about it, Flo?
LA, both of you guys, don't fall for the okie doke. This right here was Pat Riley making a desperate plea. Remember, on 10-4, October 4, he contacted the Timberwolves. He offered Josh Richardson for Jimmy Butler and a pick. He thought the deal was done. They exchanged medicals with Tom Thibodeau. What happened? Your man Thibodeau calls back Pat Riley and said, listen, I need more draft picks. Riley said, you know what? Get your bleeping house in order. And hung up the phone on the guy. All right? Now,
Allegedly.
Listen, there was some rumors circulating, allegedly, that he called Tibbs a mother bleeper. Riley came out yesterday and said, no, that's not true. I've only called one person a mother bleeper, and that's Danny Ainge. And you know what? I agree with Pat Riley on this. Danny Ainge is a mother bleeper. So this is all about Riley making face. All week trying to get this deal done, couldn't get the deal done. So you know what? Let me invest in a player that's already on this team currently. I'm going to invest on his potential. I think the money was a little bit too high. I would have gave him 3 years, 18 mil, but you gave him 3 years, 39. So I guess he figures Winslow is ready to take that next step to be an all-star in this league. You know what? Congratulations to Justice Winslow. But again, that's a lot of money.
I don't think he's no all-star. I just think his options are limited. As he's like, what we got. You don't know what else is out there. This gives you some maneuverability. Maybe you can move him. It's not a super high deal down the road. And I'd like just covering his bases, like you stated with some of that. But the Thibodeau and Timberwolves, I don't believe Pat Riley's going to say that. I think if he say, he'll tell you to his face, Pat ain't scared. He's been in this game a long time. He even called out LeBron when he left and basically called him a coward for leaving. So, I don't think he got to go behind the scenes and think this might have said. If he said it, he just came out and said it. That's Pat Riley for you. But at the end of the day, that deal's still talking about. They're still going back and forth with it. I think Minnesota have to do something because I don't see this team going forward. And that's another thing with back to Jimmy Butler. I don't want to keep pouncing on that over and over. But it's like they keep saying you can't win without Jimmy Butler. But what have you won? You ain't winning nothing anyway. You get what? One round of playoffs get knocked out? Big deal, man. I don't care about that. So it's like, move him, man. If this guy's not the guy to go, these young guys, move him. Because you already invested in town, so you're going to have to go with him going forward. You gave him a ton of money. So that's the way I look at it with that part. But some other things we talk about real quick and doing fast break, guys, is basically some of the unsigned free agents that's still out there, such as Nick Young, a.k.a. Swaggy P. What you thought about him still be out there? Starting with you, Flo.
LA with Nick Young, a guy who won a ring with the Golden State Warriors, finally, a winner. I think that at the end of the day, he's going to sign with Houston. Nick Young likes to jack up shots, so I think he'll fit in the Mike D'Antoni's system. I think he'll sign with the Houston Rockets when it's all said and done. I think he's a decent ball player. He's got ways to improve, attitude, discipline, et cetera, but the talent is there.
I can see that. I can see a Houston or a Spurs type team that need a guard/forward. He's you know what you're gonna get out of Nick Young. It's nothing else, nothing different at this point in his career. What you thought about Danny D?
Yeah, so they're gonna sign him from the minimum, things like that, where he can just spot up and shoot and just give instant offense off the bench.
Okay. And two other guys I want to talk about real quick is Jamal Crawford out there and Aaron Brooks. These guys, known veterans. I think they can help a lot of teams. What you thought about them two guys still being out there? It's all with you, Danny D.
Aaron Brooks is a great backup guard. He did a lot of work when he was on Chicago and things like that, for Thibodeau and things like that. This is a team that needs a backup guard, a good veteran. He's a good veteran point guard who outplays. And the same thing with Jamal, instant offense, like 6 man of the year multiple times, and he can play. Just a good fit. Like I say, like a good fit would be him, but be like Toronto and things like that. But the thing is, do they have enough money to pay him? I don't think he's going to take the league minimum. He probably wants, some good money.
Oh, yeah. They want to get at least something, especially Crawford. Yeah. He's always known as a great 6 man of the year type guy,
Yeah. Yeah.
So he could fit a lot of teams. What you think about it, Flo?
Oh.
Go ahead, Dan. You got something else you want to add?
No, I want to add, don't forget your man, Joe Johnson. That's your boy.
I like Joe. Big shot Joe, man. He get paid. He out in the club when they lose them games, and then it don't really bother him that much back with the Nets, but he's going to get his dollars, man. Anything to add to that there on Flo regarding those two guys, Crawford and Aaron Brooks?
With Aaron Brooks, again, a steady backup point guard in this league. He's played so many years with Chicago Bulls, like D mentioned, with Tom Thibodeau. I think he'll be a nice fit with either with the Pelicans as a backup or with Phoenix Suns. I think both teams needs backup point guards, especially the Suns. So I think he'll fit more with the Suns as opposed to New Orleans. But again, a veteran guy. In regards to Jamal Crawford, 6 man of the year multiple times, like D mentioned. The guy can create his own shot, instant offense, come off the bench. The guy can give you at least double digits in points every year. He's guaranteed for that. To me, a nice fit will probably be with the Golden State Warriors, world champion Golden State Warriors. I know behind closed door, Draymond Green and Kevin Durant is lobbying for Bob Myers to sign Jamal Crawford. I'm just not too sure how much money Crawford is willing to take. It's probably the reason why he's still a free agent. So if he's looking for big money, he's going to stay a free agent. If he's willing to take the veteran minimum, around 2.4, 2.5 mil, I think Golden State might be the best fit for him.
If you go there, the rich get richer, man. I mean, how many pieces they need? It's like enough is enough. But I hear you. That's a nice spot, especially since they lost Swaggy P. He'll fit in right there, veteran. But I definitely could see that. So we'll see what happens. I think some teams definitely going to pick up these guys, though. They're pretty good in the locker room as well. But we'll see as we go forward. And one other thing I want to talk about, guys, real quick, is Richard Jefferson recently informed the media that he was retiring. After 17 years in the league, I believe, he was a 13th pick out of 2001 draft out of Arizona. He averaged 12.6 points, 4.0 rebounds, and he had 2.0 assists. And one thing that this is a lot of changes for him right now, and shout out Richard Jefferson, much respect to him, was the passing of his father, Richard Big Rich Jefferson, who was 65, was killed last month in a drive-by shooting in Compton, California, which was very unfortunate to hear. That's why one thing I always hear people say, oh, why do these players worry about what's happening in a lot of these neighborhoods, or them just stick to basketball, shut up and dribble and all that other nonsense? It's like, that doesn't make you immune to what's happening in the world. You still have children, you still have fathers, you still have mothers and daughters that's connected to you, and these people don't even know who you are. They don't know who these people are. They're not celebrities. They're not protected the same way you are. So, you got to think about these things when people talk out about certain subjects that's happening in the world. What you got, though, about the retirement of Richard Jefferson? Start with you, Danny D.
Oh, yeah, my condolences to Richard Jefferson and his family, things like that. NBA champion, 17 years, small forward out of Arizona, man. He can play with several teams, and, just congratulations on his endeavors. Congratulations on his championship in 2016 and with his future, what he's going to do. Because he's still going to be in the NBA. I don't know if it's commentating, things like that. Seems like a cool person. And just congrats, man. And good luck.
Yeah, definitely. He's a bright guy. He got a bright future in the NBA. Whether it's, like you said, behind the scenes and in front of the camera or whatever it may be. What you think about it, Flo?
LA, first, I want to say my condolences out to the Richard Jefferson family. I know he lost somebody that he loved truly in his father. So I'll definitely say rest in power to his father. In regards to Richard Jefferson, 17 years in the league, a veteran, made a name for himself when he played in 2 consecutive NBA finals with the Brooklyn Nets, considered like the third option on that Brooklyn Nets, championship run under the Jason Kidd era in Brooklyn, New Jersey, whatever you want to call it, and shout out to Mr. Net. I'm pretty sure he'll correct me on this. But once again, shout out to Mr. Net. In terms of Richard Jefferson, talented small forward, coming out of the University of Arizona, a great basketball IQ. Definitely, I think he has so much more to offer in the game of basketball, either as an analyst or maybe just, maybe doing his own thing and related to basketball. Maybe he'll start his own management company. But again, a bright basketball guy, intelligent, won a championship in Cleveland, 2016 as a role player. So much shout out and respect to RJ, the original RJ, Richard Jefferson.
Definitely. Much respect. And like you stated, Flo, also make sure to check out that Instagram post Richard Jefferson posted about his father. Very sad, but also very touching. Ashley was dancing, and they had a big cookout for about 20 people. That was his thing. He was into cooking, and he was leaving the house that day. And the song that was playing was actually like Papa Was a Rolling Stone and type of song like that. He actually walked out the door while he was leaving. And it's kind of sad to think about in that respect, but also show you the type of guy that he was and the impact that he had on that family and numerous people in that community, I feel. But, much respect. Condolences go out to him and his family. And wishing nothing but the best for Richard Jefferson going forward and everything he's going to do, whether the NBA or outside of the NBA. But, just want to touch on that, fellas. But to transition real quick, guys, we got to talk about, on a happier note, on some respect, is the New York Knicks. Got to talk about them guys at Knicksfandom. Season right upon us. Knicks look pretty good in preseason. Let's talk about it, guys, right now. Weekly Knicks Roundup. And right off the top, to start off with the Knicks, great news right off the top, guys. Your favorite player. I know that's your favorite player there, Danny D. I know you're a little sad about that. But Joakim Noah has been released,
that's
guys. I know it's coming. But it's all right. But Joakim Noah, guys, has been talked about all throughout the summer. We're just waiting for this guy to be waived to open up some cap space so Knicks can make a big push at a big free agent next season. So, guys, what you thought about it? Right off the top, Joakim Noah is no longer a Knick. The floor is yours, Danny D.
About damn time. Finally. What a waste of time and effort. I don't care how many posts he puts on Instagram, Twitter. He's working out. You should have been doing that before you got the shoulder surgery, before you got in trouble with the PEDs, and before you stole that $72 million. You stole that money. You're a thief. That's what you are.
Wow. Tell us how you really feel, Danny D.
Because not only that you get waived, it's not even about it. You're still getting all your money. You're still getting all your money. You do a stretch option, you're getting every last dime. And the thing is, I'm not upset and calling him a bum and things like that. It's the way that you threw out. You got injured, okay, and then you got, I didn't know it was a PED. I didn't know. How didn't you know? You already, you know what I'm saying? You already just playing like a bum to before. Just step up and play. That's all I ask. We're giving you $72 million, man. That's a lot of money, a lot of responsibility in New York City. You play, and you can't make when you're in a high profile case and things like that, and you know people are on your back. You don't got no room for error. I'm not trying to pass judgment, but I'm not making $72 million. You should have been on your best behavior, man. That's all I gotta say.
Okay, I'm gonna break it down a little more, but you said very much and you're very true there, Danny D. I can't be upset with nothing you said. What you thought about there, Flo?
All right, gentlemen, I want to say something real quick in regards to Joakim Noah. I remember in the previous episodes, season 2, Danny D mentioned that the Knicks should have convinced Noah to retire. Mm-hmm. And I agree with that. Unfortunately, that couldn't get done. Listeners, if you remember, go back to season 1. Your man, L.A. Blackwell, was the first one to say, I love this free agent signing. And listeners, go back and listen to that podcast. I stated, especially me and D, I said, here's a guy who is coming off of shoulder surgery. He played 31 games with the Chicago Bulls. I said, if you're going to sign this guy, you sign him to a 1-year prove-it deal. 1 year, $10, $12 million. That's it. L.A., you got guys like L.A. Blackwell saying, you got a veteran. He's going to help this team. Going to make the playoffs. You put them together with him and D. Rose, and then Courtney Lee. The Knicks going to make a playoff run. I was like, okay, all right. Lo and behold, what happened? This guy couldn't stay healthy whatsoever. Then you had the PED incident. Then you had the incident in Golden State where he didn't want to come in the game in a blowout loss to the Warriors, and he's arguing with Coach Hornacek at the time. So, again, Joakim Noah, wish you all the best. It was a big free agent signing at the time. It was a waste, in my opinion. You only need to offer a 1-year deal. Again, let's break this down for all Knicks fans in simplest terms with the stretch provision. He's going to get paid for his full salary this season. After next season, come July 1st, 2019, he's going to be on the Knicks payroll, but it's going to be divided by 3 years. So he's going to be on the payroll of $6.4 million each year after. What happens in terms of the Knicks and salary cap space? They freed up $12 million come July 1st, which gives them more ammunition to at least get one max player. That's how it benefits the Knicks with, stretching out Joakim Noah's contract. But again, Joakim, good luck to you. Hopefully, you salvage your NBA career. To me, I think you were done. I blame Tom Thibodeau again for burning out these Chicago Bulls players with Rose, Butler, Noah once again. But again, good luck, Noah. Good luck.
Okay, see? In this era of fake news, people, you gotta be careful where you get your information from. And you gotta make sure to listen to the whole thing. See right there? Flo gave you some real fake news right there, people. Half truths. Half truths. Half truths. Go back and listen to the episode. Please do. And notice what I said about Noah. I said I thought it was a good move. Did I say pay him that much money? No. I said chop that deal up. I said no way I gave him that type of long-term deal. And you could go back and listen to that. And we all said we thought they were going to make a push for the playoffs in that last 8 spot. So don't put that on just me. All right? That's a half truth if I've ever heard one. But let me break down this Noah deal for you how it really was. And it's about 13 million guys it was going to make for cap space next summer. Like you said, Flo, you were right on the money with this part, at least, with the 6.4 million annually until 2022. But the big part of all this, like you stated, Danny D, and you stated it well, the 20-game PED suspension, he only played 53 games over 2 seasons, averaging 5 points. Less than 5 points per game, man. That's horrible. That's worse move than getting Phil Jackson here. And then I'm going to break it down one more level to show you how bad the deal really was, guys. And I saw this stat that came up, and I think it was on Knicks Click check that out on Instagram. And they say he earned $72.59 million earned, which averaged out to $1.36 million per game, $297,000.5K per point, $68,000 per minute played. That's his breakdown, basically, guys. You was talking about stealing money. You did not tell no lie there, Danny D. That is nothing more than stealing money. Just think about those numbers, guys. How you got to go to work every day and you see nothing of those type of numbers. And this guy's sitting on the bench and just hurt, suspended, and still getting guaranteed money at the end of the day. I tell you, the NBA union is beautiful. There's no other union lets you get this type of money other than baseball, man. That's crazy for that non-production to still get that type of money. That's crazy to me.
I said a great thing. Not to cut you off, it's a great union. You said, ask Gilbert Arenas because he still got his contract when he got in trouble with gun charges. He still got his money.
That's ridiculous. And the thing is, this is the Bobby Bonilla contract for the Knicks now. If anybody following the Mets, you know the Mets still paying Bobby Bonilla. That's that deal right there for Noah.
Bernie Madoff.
Oh, man. This is crazy. But he's gone, even though he's still on the books for a little while, but at least you ain't got to see him no more. No more of this. If you're going to play, you got to hope somebody else trade for him. All that's out of there. So you start fresh. And that brings us right into where we think the Knicks are at for the team as a whole for this 2018-2019 season. Briefly, guy, what's your thoughts about this team as a whole right now? Starting with you, Danny D.
As a whole, it's I can't say as a whole we're okay. I can't say it's a progression from last year because we don't have KP. I would like to see how KP will fit when he comes back. So right now, as a whole, I said we're treading water. We're treading water because we got a lot of pieces, and we just got to figure out what we're gonna do. And we got a lot of new young pieces. So even with the starting five, what we're gonna do, we still have Cantor in the middle, but defensively, he's Lance Thomas is gonna be starting. Lo and behold, Ron Baker found a way in a rotation. So I'm still trying to figure out what we're going to do. And for the guard position, I'm still a little bit confused what we're going to do with that too. So I said we're doing okay. Okay. From my perspective.
All right.
Not horrible, but just okay.
But better than last year.
Yeah, better from last year, but I still can't make a good annihilation as a team as a whole because I still don't got KP. I got to see what KP is going to fit, how he throws himself into the mix.
I hope he throws himself in the bench and just get healthy. I don't want to see no part of KP this year. Just wait. How about you, Flo? What you think about the Knicks as a whole right now?
LA, I hate to say this. I want to be a realist. Knicks fans, please, don't commit suicide. It's going to be a tough season. Please continue to listen to the show. We'll be therapy. It's going to be a long season. This team, I'm giving this team 30 games. They're going to win 30 games. That's all they're going to do. They're going to win 30 games. This team has a lot of growing pains they're going to be dealing with. You have a bunch of youngsters. Then you got some veterans on this team like Cantor, Tim Hardaway Jr., which is LA's favorite shooting guard in this league.
No, see more fake news, man.
It's going to be a long season for the Knicks. Long season. The best to me, the season begins for the Knicks July 1st, 2019. That's when the real season begins for the Knicks.
I hear where you're coming from, guys. I do. But it's a line that was in the movie Shawshank Redemption, great movie. And they said, hope is a good thing. And that's what hope is right now with the Knicks, guys. You have some hope. You didn't have that for a while. You got some nice young players, man. You got Kevin Knox. I know he looks shaky in preseason. Calm down, Knicks fans. Calm down. The guy's like 19 years old or something like that. It's going to take him a while. That's fine. Let him grow. That's what this season is about. You got a nice guy, Mitchell Robinson. I like this kid. Nice length. Let him grow. Let him develop in the G League. Come back up in the season, middle of the season. See where we go. Trier, another guy I like. Big time scoring. Like his ability to get to the hole. Let them grow as well. These are nice young players they're taking a chance with. And this is what you want to see. But the big thing with this team right now, you got rid of Noah. Now you're going to have some money. You need to get that $38-point-something million to get that max player. And we could talk about that a little bit, who we want to go after. as we go along the season, we'll talk more about that overall. But that's the big thing with the Knicks. The main thing is to stay healthy, see what these guys have, especially Trey Burke. See if this guy could be a starting point guard for you. See where you're going to go from there. Have Frank develop more. See if you can get rid of Courtney Lee. He's got to go. That's a guy I want to get rid of some cap space. Let him play well. Hopefully you can trade him to a contender team this season and see where it goes. Tim Hardaway going to be a lot harder to move that contract, but if you can move him, get him out of here as well. And that's where you want to go with this team. That's the big thing. And the big thing, you got David Fizdale. I'm so happy having David Fizdale as a coach here over Hornets Sack. You already see the energy. You see how he's letting guys develop. You see him letting guys play. You're seeing a hustle. And you also see him bringing in the older players, guys. He's bringing Patrick Ewing was in the locker room the other day. Where have you seen Patrick Ewing talk to the Knicks? They put this man on an island. Why? He's your greatest Knick part that ever played next to Walt Frazier. Walt Frazier's talking with the guards now. You got these guys. Utilize what you have. You have these assets. These people want to be around the team. They can add some veteran leadership to the team. Tell these guys some things during practice. Utilize them. I didn't understand how you act like you don't have no history. You have a rich history. You have New York. Use these guys. So that's what David Fizdale is doing. He's trying to bring energy, trying to bring competitiveness, all these things. You're not running from me. You don't have that look on your face like, just happy to be here. No. You want these guys, you have expectations. That's going to bring other players maybe next summer, and we go from there. So I feel good about the Knicks going forward right now. Are they going to win a ton of games? No. That's not going to happen. You know, it's way too much competition out there with Golden State Warriors, with Toronto, all these teams out there. It's going to be hard for the Knicks. But you have hope, you have youth, and let these guys develop. Don't blow it up and just get some veteran that's not going to help you like a Jimmy Butler. Please don't do no move like that. Do not do that. We did that with McDice. We done that with a lot of players like Stoudemire. No, we're not doing that anymore. We've been there, done that, learn from it, move on. And that's where I feel we need to go with right now with the Knicks. Anything else you want to add to that, fellas?
L.A.
Go ahead, Flo.
Oh, let me ask you a question. Knicks get opportunity. Let's say Jimmy Butler stays in Minnesota, plays the entire season. He becomes a free agent. Do you go after him come July 1st?
No. I don't want no part of Jimmy Butler. He doesn't show you how he worked with young players on 2 occasions. He didn't get along with the young players in Chicago. He can't get along with young players in Minnesota. Like you stated, Danny D, a lot of young players with these Knicks. I don't need him on this team. He's not that good a player that's going to push this team to that next level, even if KP is healthy. He ain't that LeBron. He ain't no Klay Thompson. I don't want him. And he got problems in the locker room. No part of him. I want KD. You already know that. That's who I want him to go after. No Jimmy Butler. Keep moving. As Big Pun used to say, recipes, go that way. No part of him. What else you want to add there, Flo?
All right, so let me name some players for you. I'm going to name some players. I'm going to name you 3 players. I want to know how you feel if the Knicks would go after them via free agency come July 1st, but as the third option, not as the number 1, not as the number 2, as a third option, if the Knicks create more salary cap space. Let me throw them at you right now. First player, Eric Bledsoe, Milwaukee Bucks. Point guard.
No, thank you. What you think about him, Danny D? I don't want no part of Eric Bledsoe. He ain't a winner.
Yeah, that's the thing. Only because the money wise. That's sometimes we don't need. I don't think we need a guard, man. I think we need something else.
We need a point guard. Trey Burke ain't gonna be the starter, but he's just not a winner. Eric Bledsoe is a problem child out there, man. I don't want no part of him.
Okay.
Would you want him, Flo?
Would I want Eric Bledsoe?
Yes, sir.
As a 6-man, I like him as a 6-man, but not as a starter. No, not as a starter.
Yeah,
6.
yeah.
Okay. Who's the other guys?
All right, 2 other guys. Player we talked about yesterday, L.A., from New York, Soundview Projects in the Bronx, Kemba Walker, point guard, all-star.
I like Kemba. Y'all know that. I like him a lot. I tried to make a deal for him last year with Hardaway, and, it didn't gain no traction with the front office. And they really didn't try to pursue him. There was some talks, but it's kind of like Kimbo's son. He might want to resign. I like him, but the thing is, I'm not going to jump out there now and give up my cap space for him. Because even you got Kemba Walker. Okay, that's nice. You got Kemba Walker. You got KP as healthy, Knox, and the rest of the guys. Where that's going to get you? Maybe playoffs. Maybe first, second round. You ain't going much farther than that. So I want another star first before I sign a Kemba Walker type. And if that's going to stop me from going after somebody else, particularly a KD type or a Klay Thompson type, then Kemba will have to wait. I can't go after him first and mess up my cap space. Now, if I know I could get him in somebody else, maybe you don't sign Cantor back or something like that. But it's a lot of ifs with that. I feel like they need to get that next star first and then go after that third star. Or maybe the third star is already there. Maybe just need some time to develop. Maybe a Knox or, a Burke combination with Frank. I don't know. What you think about that, Danny D? We're going to Kemba Walker.
Yeah, I understand. I understand where you're coming from. Like I said, we want to keep that cash space and keep that money to something that we're going for the big fish. Kemba's a great player. But we still got to try to at least get a triple or home run first before we spend some more money to see who's out there first. But like Flo said before, LA, if these guys don't come, we still have to have a backup plan.
Oh, you do, Klay Thompson. I hear you guys. I know you want to mistake what you really going to happen, but I don't want bronze no more, man. I want gold. I want gold and silver. I don't want silver for bronze. Go ahead, Danny D.
I said, Klay. I don't know about Klay leaving, man.
I hear you. I don't think Klay leaving either, but I think KD is. I really do. And I think you can make a hard push for KD. I mean, we're going to talk about as the season go along, but that's the one guy I think you could make a push for. Who else what you think about that, Flo, regarding Kemba Walker?
Yeah, if you get KD, then Kemba Walker would be a solid third option next to KP. Now you got a championship contending team. But you got to get a guy like KD first before you go after Kemba Walker. I think Kemba Walker will be a solid pickup for the Knicks. But like I said, as a third option, not as a number one or number two, but as a number 3 option.
That's just what I'm looking at right now. And if you can't get it, I just wait. I'm not just throwing money away no more. And who's your third guy, Flo?
Third guy, another player from the Milwaukee Bucks by the name of Chris Middleton. Gentlemen, what you think?
I like Chris Middleton. I do. I think he's got a lot of talent. I think he should really stay in Milwaukee, to be honest with you. I think it's a good spot for him, especially the new coach they got there, Budenholzer. I think he'll know how to utilize them better. And he's a guy that's growing and he's getting better statistically wise. I like him. I actually like him for the Knicks, but you got to get rid of Tim Hardaway first if you're going to do that. Otherwise, it's going to be duplication services over here, man. So somebody got to get rid of him or Courtney Lee got to go. And it just depends on how much he would want. And once again, he's a nice player, but he's not a star player. And like I said, I'm looking at stars first. If I could get him at a discount, then maybe I'll look at it. If not, I don't think he's going to give you a discount because he's trying to get that big money too. So this depends on where you want to go first to me. What you think about Danny D?
That's the thing, is how much he's going to want. Because if it's the corner how the market is and what's going out and what's deals going out, we might not have enough money to give him. He might be asking for too much.
Yeah, I concur. What about you, Flo?
I like Chris Middleton a lot. He's a guy that's improved every season. He's a good fit next to the Greek freak, Giannis Acapulco. But I'm intrigued to have him in a Knicks uniform because I just think with him, he could be a solid number 3 option if he was in New York. I really believe that. I think this guy has it. He has it all. I just think because he's in Milwaukee, he doesn't get enough respect he deserves. Right now in Milwaukee, he's probably considered the second option right now in Milwaukee. And Bledsoe's probably considered the third option over there. So I just think to him, I would love to have him in the Knicks, but like you said, LA, you mentioned it earlier, I think you got to move Courtney Lee and Tim Hardaway Jr. You got to move both of those guys. That's very important. But out of those 3 players, I think Kemba would probably be the best fit out of those 3 players I mentioned. But I do love Chris Middleton.
Yeah, definitely agree with you there, Flo. I can't argue with that. But, listeners, let you think as well in the comment section. And just want to finish things up, guys. What you think about the following games that's coming for the Knicks within the week? Start first, the Knicks will play the Hawks in the home opener on Wednesday, October 17th. Then the Knicks will play the Nets on Friday, October 19th. And then finish up with the Knicks versus the Celtics on Saturday, October 20th. What do you guys think going to happen in these next 3 games? Starting with you, Flo.
LA, I think the Knicks gonna finish 2-1 this week. 2-1. I see them beating the Hawks as their home opener. Definitely, the crowd is going to be excited. This is the beginning of the Uncle Fizz era. So this is going to be a big game for the Knicks. I think they're going to come out hard. They're going to come out, play smart. They're going to beat the Hawks, in my opinion. Then they got the Nets Friday in Brooklyn. That's going to be a good game. Shout out to Mr. Nets. I know you're listening. Much respect to him. But the Knicks got to beat the Nets. Very important, the rivalry. I know it's not a big rivalry now as it was in the past, but this can be the beginning of a rivalry like it used to be back in the day. So the Knicks got to win that game. Now, you got the Celtics, the team that was one win away from getting to the NBA Finals. A healthy Kyrie, healthy Gordon Hayward. Got the emergence of Jason Tatum, the rookie, Jaylen Brown getting better. It's going to be a difficult game at the Garden Saturday night. I'm going to give an L to the Knicks, unfortunately. I think Kyrie going to drop 40, and I think the Knicks going to get blown out in that game. But again, for the Knicks, they need a lot of contribution from Enes Kanter. Definitely need a big-time contribution from Enes Kanter. A double-double. I think he can't have 10 points. I think he's got to have 20, 25 points in order for them to, like I said, in order for them to really make sure they finish with a winning record. And this Kanter's got to get busy, especially with Tim Hardaway Jr. with the injury he suffered in the preseason against the Nets. So they definitely need a lot of Enes Kanter. He got to get busy. 20 and 10 or 25 and 10. He's got to get busy.
Okay, thanks there, Flo. How about you, Dan D? What you think about the next 3 games for the Knicks?
Yeah, the same thing. I said we should get a W. I said I'm just concerned about the Nets game. That can go either way. You know, Spencer Dinwiddie talking that, saying Nets are better than Knicks, so they really got to prove up and do that. And in Boston, I don't see them getting a W. So they should go 2-1.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you guys on this. I see the smackdown to the Hawks. They look terrible. I see the Nets. Shout out to the Nets, as always, but we got to lay the smackdown on Brooklyn Nets, too. And then the Celtics, they going to get the smackdown on them. I don't know about 40 from Kyrie, but Brad Stevens and all them young guys, they definitely going to have the Knicks number in that game. If the Knicks win that, I'll be very shocked. I'll be happy, but very shocked. So I see, like you guys saw as well, 2-1. But we're definitely back next week to talk about that and to break down those games as well. That's it for today, fellas. Great first show of the 3rd season. We back, listeners. Stay with us. Much appreciate for the support. Anything you have for closing remarks there, Danny D?
I want to thank everybody, listeners. Keep on listening. Keep on subscribing. Keep on spreading the news. Much love.
All right. How about you, Flo? Anything you have for closing remarks?
LAD, I want to thank you guys for allowing me to be part of this great show, Knicksfandom. I want to thank all the listeners, old and new. We're all over the place. Spreaker, iTunes, YouTube. Please leave a comment. Give us a like. Talk. Spread the word. I want to thank all you guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Love being part of this great show. Thank you so much.
Thank you there, Flo. Much appreciated, guys. Great show as always. Couldn't do it without y'all. Keep spreading the word, listeners. We on YouTube. We on Spotify. We on Spreaker. We everywhere that you want to be. Just make sure to spread the word to other Knicks fans out there. NBA fans, we got you covered. Have a good one, guys. All right. Take it easy. See ya.